Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going beyond Google.
Beyond Google?
Yeah, beyond that first page, We're going to be talking about alternative search engines and,
Interesting.
yeah, the long tail of search results, and even asking, could AI be the future of finding information?
Ooh, AI search. That's hot right now.
It is, and we've got a really cool mix of sources today. Academic papers, tech conference reports, articles about some specific search tools,
Yep.
and even a little peek behind the scenes at how one unique search engine is built. So whether you're, getting ready for a presentation, trying to learn something new, or just curious about tech,
Yeah.
this deep dive is going to give you some really interesting insights.
It's true. Search is something we do pretty much every day.
Right.
But most of us never really stop and think about it.
Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah. But this deep dive, it's going to highlight just how complex and powerful these tools are and the potential impact they have on what we know and how we learn.
Okay, let's dive in. One of the first sources that kind of caught my eye was this research paper. How relevant is the long tail? It dives into something I bet most of us never think about, what's hiding beyond that first page of search results.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
The researchers found that most users, and this probably includes you, almost never go past those initial top results.
Probably true. Yeah, guilty as charged.
But what's interesting is that the long tail, all those lower ranked results, they actually contain a lot of relevant and useful information.
Really?
Yeah, it's just different from what you see on that first page.
So I've been missing out on a whole world of knowledge just because I'm a first page scroller.
Kind of, yeah.
What kind of information are we talking about here?
So think of it this way. Those top results are often optimized for popularity and general appeal. They're what the algorithms think most people are looking for.
Right.
But the long tail, that might contain more specialized content, unique viewpoints, or even older sources that are still valuable, but just haven't been updated recently.
It's kind of like the difference between a bestseller and a rare first edition. Both can have value, just in different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this leads to a really important point about search engine bias. What you see in those top results is shaped by these incredibly complex algorithms that use hundreds, even thousands of factors to rank websites. There was actually a Yandex source code leak a while back.
Yandex, what is that?
So Yandex is a Russian search engine.
Okay.
And the leaked code, it revealed over 1922 ranking factors
Whoa.
that Yandex uses to decide what appears in your search results.
Wow, 1922 factors.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling. So we're not really searching the entire internet. We're searching a curated version of it, shaped by these algorithms. That's kind of unsettling.
Yeah, it is. And it's a good reason to be aware of the limitations of these search engines and to explore some alternative options.
Okay.
Speaking of which, let's maybe shift gears a little
Yeah, let's do it.
and talk about the rise of AI in the world of search.
Yes, AI search. This is where things get really interesting. It seems like ChatGPT's popularity just exploded overnight, and now every major search engine is scrambling to integrate AI chatbots into their platform.
Yeah, it's a hot topic.
You've got Google with Bard, which is now called Gemini, I think.
Yeah.
Microsoft has Copilot, and even Baidu has its own AI called Ernie.
It's an AI arms race.
It's like a chatbot arms race.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
So
it.
it's been a period of really, really rapid innovation, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the potential here is huge. Imagine having a conversation with a search engine,
Oh, wow.
asking complex questions and getting, clear, direct answers
Yeah.
without wading through pages and pages of links. That's the promise of AI search.
Oh, I love that idea. It's like having a personal research assistant at your fingertips.
Right.
No more sifting through irrelevant results or trying to figure out which website has the most credible information.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
But
Uh-oh.
there's always a but with new technology.
AI chatbots, they're not perfect. They can sometimes generate these responses that sound really convincing,
Right.
but are factually incorrect. They're still learning.
Oh.
And they rely heavily on the data they've been trained on.
Oh, right. Like that time Google Bard made that mistake about the James Webb Space Telescope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bard stated that the James Webb Telescope took the first pictures ever of an exoplanet, which is incorrect.
Yeah.
Another telescope achieved that milestone years earlier.
Right.
And this highlights the limitations of AI and the importance of always double-checking information, especially when it comes from a machine.
Okay, so AI search is exciting, But we need to be aware of its limitations and not take everything it says as, gospel truth.
Yeah.
But hey, isn't that good advice for any source of information?
You're absolutely right. Critical thinking
Right.
and verifying information, those are essential no matter where you're getting your information from. And that leads us perfectly to our next topic, alternative search engines. Yes, let's break free from the Google bubble. I'm ready to explore what else is out there.
Okay.
What are some examples of these alternative search engines, and why should we care about them?
There's a whole world of search tools out there beyond Google
Okay.
that offer, different approaches to finding information. They prioritize different values
Right.
and sometimes cater to very specific needs.
Okay.
One example is Find Sounds.
Find Sounds. What's that? Is that like a search engine for musicians or something?
Not exactly, although musicians might find it useful.
Okay.
Find Sounds is a search engine specifically designed for finding sound effects.
Oh, okay.
So you need the sound of a specific bird call for your project, or maybe a car door slamming. Find Sounds has got you covered.
That is so cool. I never even realized that something like that existed.
Right.
It seems so niche, though. Is that typical for alternative search engines?
Find Sounds is a great example of how specialized search can be. It shows us that there are tools out there designed for very specific tasks and audiences. But there are also these alternative search engines
Okay.
that aim to challenge Google's dominance
Right.
in more general ways, like DuckDuckGo, Sirx, and Yacey, which are all mentioned in our source material.
Okay, I've definitely heard of DuckDuckGo. Isn't that the one that's all about privacy?
That's the one, you're right.
Tell me more about that.
So DuckDuckGo is known for its strict no tracking policy.
Okay.
They don't collect your personal data or track your search history, which is a major contrast to Google's data-hungry approach.
So no more creepy targeted ads following me around the internet.
That's the idea.
Sign me up. What about the actual search results, though? Are they as good as Google's?
So DuckDuckGo doesn't personalize your results based on your past behavior.
Okay.
So you might actually see a wider range of perspectives.
Oh, interesting.
And kind of avoid those filter bubbles that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Whether the results are better is subjective,
Okay.
but they definitely offer, a different experience.
Yeah. That's fascinating. So DuckDuckGo is about privacy and a more objective search experience.
That's right.
What about Sirx? What makes it unique?
Sirx is all about decentralization and transparency.
Okay.
It's what's called a meta search engine, meaning it pulls results from multiple other search engines,
Oh, wow.
like Google, Bing, Yahoo,
Okay.
but without sharing your data with them.
Wait, so it's like a search engine for search engines?
Kind of, yeah.
It does all the work for me and then just shows me the combined results?
Yeah, and since Sirx is open source, anyone can inspect its code to see exactly how it works.
Yeah.
No hidden algorithms or black boxes there.
I love that, the transparency.
Yeah.
But if it's getting results from Google and others, doesn't that mean those companies are still tracking me in some way?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Sirx actually takes steps to minimize that tracking. It strips your personal information
Okay.
from those requests to the other search engines and uses proxies to mask your IP address.
Oh, okay.
Not a foolproof solution, but it's definitely a step towards more privacy.
I'm seeing a pattern here. DuckDuckGo with its no tracking policy, Sirx with its decentralized approach, and there's even Yacey, which I read is like a peer-to-peer search engine.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a real movement pushing back against this centralized data collecting model of these traditional search engines.
Absolutely. These alternative search engines represent a different vision for the future of search, one where users have more control over their data
Yeah,
and a greater say in shaping the information landscape.
that's powerful.
They may not have the same resources as Google,
Right.
but they're pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
and making us rethink our relationship with this powerful technology.
This is reminding me of that Yacey experiment mentioned in the CAIS report, the Yacey Indexathon. What was that about?
Oh yeah, so in that, the researchers basically held a search party where everyone used Yacey to crawl and index websites.
Oh.
What they found was that the search results actually varied for each user based on their own individual crawling and indexing activity.
Really?
It's a really interesting example of personalized search and how user contributions can actually shape the information landscape.
It's like we're all little search engine spiders weaving our own webs of knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
That's such a cool concept.
Right.
But we've been talking about like AI and alternative search engines as if they're separate things.
Yeah.
What about the intersection of the two? What does AI-powered search look like outside of the big players like Google and Microsoft?
That's a great question, and it brings us back to OpenAI, the organization behind ChatGPT. They're actively developing something called SearchGPT, which is a prototype that seeks to combine the power of AI with real-time web information.
So it's like a supercharged version of AI search that can actually access and process up-to-the-minute information from the web.
That's the idea, yeah.
Wow, what are they hoping to achieve with that?
Well, the goal is to create an AI search engine that can give you like direct answers to your questions, just like existing AI chatbots, but with the added benefit of citing its sources directly within the response.
Oh, okay.
They're even working on a feature that will actually show users additional source links for deeper exploration.
Oh, that's huge in terms of transparency and trust.
Right.
But what about those content creators? Like, what's in it for them? Why would they want to work with OpenAI on this?
It's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Oh, okay.
For publishers, SearchGPT represents a whole new way to reach audiences.
Okay.
Imagine, instead of just hoping your article ranks high on a search results page,
Yeah.
your content could be featured directly within an AI's response to a user's question.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
It's like having a personalized recommendation from like a knowledgeable friend,
Right.
but on a massive scale.
Exactly.
What else have they revealed about SearchGPT so far?
Well, they're still early in development, but they've shared some interesting details.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm ready.
Well, for one, they're working directly with publishers to ensure the accuracy of SearchGPT
Okay.
and create like a healthier content ecosystem.
So they're trying to avoid those embarrassing factual errors that can happen with those current AI chatbots.
Exactly.
Yeah, very.
And this partnership with publishers, it suggests a shift in how AI search is being developed.
Okay.
It's moving away from a purely statistical approach to one that actually incorporates, human expertise and oversight.
Oh, interesting.
But there's so much more to uncover about this new frontier. Should we take a break and come back to discuss it further?
Let's do that. This conversation is just getting warmed up, and we've got so much more to explore in the world of search.
So they've actually released some details that suggest they're really thinking about, transparency and user experience.
Okay.
For example, SearchGPT will be able to give those direct answers to queries, just like the current AI chatbots. But with that added benefit of citing its sources, like directly in the response.
So no more guessing games about where the AI got its information.
Right.
We'll actually be able to see the websites and articles it used to come up with the answer.
Yeah,
That's huge for building trust.
it is. And they're even working on like a sidebar feature that will show users even more source links,
Oh, wow.
allowing for deeper exploration of the topic at hand.
So it's like having a built-in fact-checking mechanism
Exactly.
and a research rabbit hole all in one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love how they're addressing that transparency issue head on.
Yeah.
It really allows users to engage more critically with the information. But what about those publishers?
Yeah.
What's in it for them? Why are they so keen on working with OpenAI on this?
Well, it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Okay.
For publishers, SearchGPT represents a whole new way to reach audiences and, drive traffic to their websites.
Right.
Imagine, instead of just hoping your article ranks high on like a traditional search results page, your content could be featured directly in the AI's response.
That's a game changer. It's like having a personalized recommendation from a knowledgeable friend, but on like a massive scale.
Exactly.
Wow.
And for OpenAI, this partnership gives them access to like high quality content and the expertise of, seasoned journalists and editors.
Right.
It's a way to ground the AI in really reliable sources and, kind of mitigate the risk of generating like misleading or false information. It's a win-win.
It sounds like everybody benefits in this scenario. Users get more accurate and transparent search results. Publishers get more visibility. OpenAI gets a more reliable and trustworthy AI. It's almost too good to be true. Are there any potential downsides we should consider?
Of course, no technology is without its challenges.
Right.
And there are some valid concerns about, control and influence.
Okay.
Like who decides what information is considered high quality or reliable? Will SearchGPT prioritize certain sources over others?
That's a good point. It raises questions about potential bias, right? And who ultimately controls the flow of information. If a few powerful entities like OpenAI and its partner publishers have too much influence over what SearchGPT shows us, we could end up back in a filter bubble just like with the traditional search engines.
Exactly. And
Right.
then there's the economic impact to think about.
Okay.
If Search GPT becomes like the dominant way people find information online, what happens to all those websites and businesses that rely on traditional search engine traffic?
Oh, wow. That's a big one.
Right.
It's like that whole debate about AI taking over jobs, but
Yep.
applied to the world of online content. If AI can answer our questions directly, will we even need to visit websites anymore?
That's the question a lot of people are asking, and there are no easy answers. It's likely that the search landscape will continue to evolve with both AI and traditional search engines playing a role.
Right.
But how they interact and the balance of power between them, that's still very much in flux.
So it's not just about the technology itself, but about those broader social and economic systems that it's embedded in. Even if we create the perfect AI search engine, we still have to figure out how to use it responsibly and equitably.
Exactly. And that's why these conversations are so important.
Right.
We need to be aware of both the potential benefits and the drawbacks of AI search and think critically about how to shape its development in a way that benefits, society as a whole.
Well said. But before we get too lost in the big picture, let's get back to some of those alternative search engines.
Okay.
We briefly mentioned DuckDuckGo and Sirix, but I'm curious to learn more about, what actually sets them apart from the Google behemoth.
Okay, so they each offer kind of unique features and philosophies that challenge the conventional approach to search. DuckDuckGo, as we mentioned earlier, is all about privacy.
Right.
They have that strict no tracking policy, which means they don't collect your personal data or track your search history.
So no more creepy targeted ads. I'm sold. But what about the quality of the search results? Are they comparable to Google's?
So DuckDuckGo doesn't personalize your search results based on your past behavior.
Right.
Which means you might see a wider range of perspectives and avoid those filter bubbles.
Oh, it's interesting.
Whether the results are better is, subjective,
Okay.
but they definitely offer a different and arguably more unbiased experience.
That's fascinating. So with DuckDuckGo, it's about privacy and a less personalized, more objective search experience?
That's right.
What about Sirix? What's their claim to fame?
Sirix is all about decentralization and transparency.
Okay.
It's a meta search engine, meaning it pulls results from multiple other search engines,
Oh, wow.
including Google, Bing, Yahoo, but without sharing your data with them.
Wait, so it's like a search engine for search engines?
Pretty much.
It gathers results from multiple sources, but without, compromising my privacy.
That's a great way to put it. And because Sirix is open source,
Yeah.
anyone can actually inspect its code and see exactly how it works.
Right.
No hidden algorithms or black boxes there.
I love that, the transparency. But if it's getting its results from, other search engines, including Google, doesn't that mean those companies are still tracking me in some way?
It's a valid concern,
Yeah.
but Sirix takes steps to actually minimize that tracking.
Okay.
It strips your personal information from its requests to those other search engines and uses proxies to mask your IP address.
Oh,
Not a foolproof solution,
right.
but it's a step in the right direction for those who value their privacy.
Okay, I'm seeing a theme here. DuckDuckGo with its no tracking policy, Sirix with its decentralized and transparent approach, and even Yacey with its peer-to-peer network. It's like there's this whole movement pushing back against the centralized, data-hungry model of those traditional search engines.
Absolutely, and it's a movement worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
These alternative search engines offer a glimpse into a different future for search.
Okay.
One where users have more control over their data and a greater say in actually shaping the information landscape.
Yeah.
They might not have the same resources or market share as the tech giants,
Right.
but they're pushing the boundaries of what search can be
Yeah.
and making us rethink, our relationship with this really powerful technology.
It's like David versus Goliath, but in the world of search. It gives me hope that we're not stuck with the status quo and that there are people out there fighting for a more open, equitable, and privacy-respecting internet.
That's the spirit. And it's not just about idealism.
Yeah.
These alternative search engines are also innovating in some really exciting ways. Remember that Yacey Indexathon we were talking about?
Oh, yeah, the search party where everybody crawled the web using Yacey.
Yeah.
What was the takeaway from that experiment again?
It really highlighted the potential for personalized search results based on individual contributions.
Oh, right.
Imagine, instead of relying on a single algorithm to determine what's relevant, you could tailor your search experience based on your own interests and the collective knowledge of a community that you trust.
Okay, now we're getting into some seriously cool territory. It's like having a search engine that's an extension of your own mind.
Yeah.
But with that added power of a network of like-minded individuals.
That's a great way to visualize it.
Yeah.
And it's a concept that's being explored in various ways, not just with the AC.
Okay.
There are researchers working on decentralized search protocols, user-generated knowledge graphs, and even AI systems that can actually learn your preferences and then tailor search results accordingly.
Wow, this deep dive has taken us on quite a journey. We've gone from the hidden depths of that long tail to the intricate world of search engine algorithms, explored the promise and pitfalls of AI search, and ventured into the, inspiring realm of alternative search engines. We've learned about the power of algorithms, the potential of AI, and the importance of user privacy and control.
It's been a whirlwind tour of the search landscape. And I think we've only just scratched the surface of this really complex and evolving topic.
For sure.
But one thing is clear. Search is about so much more than just finding a website or an answer to a question.
Yeah.
It's about how we connect with information, how we shape our understanding of the world, and ultimately how we make sense of our place in it.
Beautifully said. And as we move into this new era of AI-powered search and personalized information discovery, it's more important than ever to be mindful of the implications. We need to be aware of the potential for, bias and misinformation, but also open to the possibilities for greater access to knowledge, more personalized learning experiences, and even new forms of human connection.
It's a balancing act for sure, but I'm optimistic that with careful consideration and thoughtful design, we can harness the power of AI and these other emerging technologies to create a future where information is truly accessible, reliable, and empowering for everyone.
I love that positive outlook. So on that note of informed optimism, let's wrap up this deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration of the, ever-evolving world of search.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity about the world of search and the future of finding information. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
We've been exploring this really complex and fascinating world of search, going beyond, that familiar Google search bar to uncover these hidden gems in the long tail and examining the potential and pitfalls of AI-powered search and diving into the world of these alternative search engines that, prioritize privacy and transparency and user control. It's been quite a journey.
It really has. We've seen how search is so much more than just typing keywords and clicking links.
Right, exactly.
It's this dynamic landscape shaped by these powerful algorithms and evolving technologies and a growing awareness of the need for more user-centric approaches to finding information.
Speaking of user-centric approaches, we were just talking about OpenAI Search GPT.
Right.
That prototype that aims to blend the power of AI with real-time web information.
Yeah.
This has the potential to completely revolutionize how we search and access information. But it also brings up some really important questions about control and bias and the future of online content.
You're right. Well, the idea of having an AI that can understand your intent, sift through massive amounts of data, and deliver these personalized answers, that's exciting.
Yeah.
We also have to be cautious about the potential downsides.
For sure. One concern that immediately comes to mind for me is accuracy.
Right.
We've seen these AI chatbots make mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they even fabricate information that sounds plausible but is totally false. How can we trust an AI to give us reliable information when it's pulling from this vast and often messy world of the internet?
That's a very valid concern, and it's something that OpenAI is actively trying to address with Search GPT. Remember we were talking about how they're working directly with publishers to ensure the accuracy of the information that it provides?
Yes.
That collaboration is really key.
Okay.
Because it brings together the expertise of those human editors and fact checkers with the, processing power of AI.
That is reassuring to hear. It sounds like they're taking some, concrete steps to create a more trustworthy and reliable AI-powered search experience.
Yeah, and so.
But even if, the accuracy issue is addressed, there's still that question of control.
Right.
Who gets to decide what information Search GPT prioritizes? Will it like favor certain sources over others, could this lead to a new kind of algorithmic bias?
Yeah.
Where some perspectives are amplified
Right.
while others are silenced?
Those are all really important things to consider,
Yeah.
and it really highlights the need for like transparency and accountability
Yeah.
in the development and deployment of these AI-powered search tools.
Right.
We need to understand how these systems work, what data they're being trained on,
Right.
how they make decisions about what information to present to users.
That makes sense.
Open sourcing the code, like Xerox does, that could be one way to ensure that, the inner workings of these systems are open to public debate
Yeah.
and scrutiny.
I agree. Transparency is so essential if we want to, build trust in these AI-powered search tools.
Right.
But even beyond transparency, there's that broader question of like the role of human judgment in a world where AI is increasingly responsible for, filtering and presenting information to us.
Right.
Will we become too reliant on AI to tell us what's important or what's true?
Yeah.
Will we lose the ability to critically evaluate information for ourselves?
It's a very real concern, and it really highlights the importance of like media literacy and critical thinking skills in this age of AI. As we become more used to interacting with these AI systems, it's crucial that we don't just, relinquish our responsibility
Right?
to discern truth from falsehood, facts from opinion,
Yeah.
bias from objectivity.
Right.
Just like we should approach any source of information with a healthy dose of skepticism, we need to apply that same level of scrutiny to the information that AI provides.
Absolutely. We can't just accept what an AI tells us at face value, no matter how sophisticated or intelligent it might seem. But let's maybe shift gears a little bit and talk about the flip side of all this.
Okay.
We focused a lot on the potential downsides of AI-powered search.
Right.
But what about the benefits? Could these technologies actually help us become more informed and engaged citizens?
There's definitely potential there.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI that could help you understand complex issues
Yeah.
by providing clear explanations, summarizing different perspectives, and connecting you to relevant sources from across the ideological spectrum. This could empower people to form their own opinions based on a much more comprehensive understanding of the facts.
That's an exciting possibility. Instead of being trapped in these filter bubbles or overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information out there online,
Right.
we could have AI assistants helping us to navigate this information landscape more effectively.
Yeah.
And make sense of the, complexities of the world around us.
Exactly. And AI could also be used to personalize those learning experiences,
Right.
tailoring the educational content to individual needs and interests. Imagine a world where everyone has access to this customized learning journey guided by AI, that understands their strengths and their weaknesses and their preferred learning style.
That's amazing. It sounds a little bit like science fiction, but it's not that far-fetched to think about these possibilities becoming reality in the, not too distant future.
Yeah.
But as we embrace these advancements, it's crucial that we proceed with caution, ensuring that these, incredibly powerful tools are used responsibly and ethically,
Yeah.
and that they benefit all of humanity, not just a select few.
I totally agree. The future of search is full of both promise and peril.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to shape it in a way that promotes knowledge and understanding and, a more informed and equitable society.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of search, let's leave our listeners with a final thought to ponder.
Okay.
What if, instead of simply, searching for information, we could create systems that help us understand it more deeply, connect with it more meaningfully, and use it to build a better future for ourselves and, the world around us? That's the real challenge and opportunity that lies ahead.
That's a powerful and inspiring thought to end on. Thank you for guiding us through this fascinating exploration of search and its implications for
And inspired you to think critically about the tools that we use to find information and make sense of the world around us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.